Hi everyone, Sean Waldman with Secure Cyber, and this is your weekly cyber update. Well, Citrix was in the news over the last couple of weeks with a vulnerability that was critical. And all of you that latched onto that and started patching your devices also may have noticed that you were having login issues because the patch that you installed also did something with the logon process. This is just one of those situations where there's a certain level of risk here with using, obviously, third parties and the testing process. But, I don't want to discourage you guys from patching and patching often, even though a outage like this, especially to a NetScaler, was and could have been devastating from a production perspective. But please keep up with your patching, watch for these vulnerabilities, especially these public and internet-facing devices, and patch them as often as you can. Hopefully, Citrix has fixed the issues by now. We're still tracking a number of potential threats from Iran. This is the aftermath of the U.S. attacking the Iranian nuclear facilities. As a matter of fact, a threat actor just recently from Iran indicated that they allegedly had a very large amount of emails from the Trump campaign, from the Trump administration, not the campaign. I have not seen where this is actually true or not, but there's still plenty of warnings out there warning critical infrastructure operators, defense industrial base. So just be very mindful that these threat actors are out there. They're likely targeting or could be targeting the U.S. If you're a water wastewater operator, Unitronics is still up there on the list of Israeli equipment, specifically is what the Iranians might be looking for. So make sure you know your environment, make sure you know what you have. We talk about CIS critical controls often on this channel. Make sure that you know what software you have and know what hardware you have so that you can form a defense. The Qantas airline has recently disclosed that they were the victim of a cyber attack involving Scattered Spider. Scattered Spider is a Russian threat actor. There were 6 million records in the system involving a third party. So they said that they detected the incident, they responded and contained, but it looks like the threat actor was still able to make out with an undisclosed amount of records. Again, out of the 6 million, we're not sure which ones were there or which ones they got. This is just a vigilance type conversation to have with your third parties. If you've got API connections to other organizations, really understanding those connections, what data you're transferring back and forth, and then, of course, making sure that your third parties have a certain degree of cybersecurity compliance that they're adhering to, or that you're able to audit what they have. Because if you're sharing or extending your network into a third party, that's something that you need to be very vigilant as. So on the list of things that can go wrong, we definitely see third party management is very difficult to do. And it's very difficult to also monitor their compliance as well to make sure that that they're protecting your data. But it's something that has to be done. I'll finish out this week's weekly cyber update. We're doing a short week here at the office with July 4th being tomorrow. But be extremely vigilant. This is probably one of my soapbox conversations, but be very vigilant of your networks. We typically see, especially going into a long weekend, we see an increase in cyber attacks, mainly because threat actors know that here in the US that we may not be near the office, taking time off, heading to the lake, doing all those types of things. And this is definitely that time that you need to be extra vigilant. Make sure that you have good backups. Make sure that you have good air-gapped backups that have been tested. Making sure that all of your endpoints have your endpoint solution installed and that you don't have any endpoints that are missing those types of installations or those types of installs. And just keeping a watchful eye on your tools, watching for alerts, looking for unusual activity. Sometimes one of the main things that happens is administrators start getting alerts of equipment that's going down or offline. That can be an indication that something is awry. So as we've always will say in my sign off, it's very important that you are very vigilant, especially in long weekends. And hey, let's be careful out there.